The architecture of SAP is an architecture of the client server model. And when we say client server, we mean that the client, which is the SAP GUI, which is most commonly installed on the desktop. The SAP could also be installed on other devices, but it may not look like the current desktop GUI that we have. This GUI or client will talk to an application server. And this application server actually has all of the rules, all of the business rules on how to run a process. It also decides how to present that data back to the GUI client. As this is a server, it will service multiple SAP GUIs installed on multiple desktops. How does this all work? Let's assume that the client has queried the application server and has asked, show me a sales order, a particular sales order. The application server will go to the database and pull that data. It will then apply some logic to that data and present that back to the SAP GUI to be presented back on the desktop to be shown to the user. So here is the SAP client. I'm now double clicking and I'll be logging into the SAP client just to show you what it all looks like. All through this course, I'll be showing you a number of transactions and configurations. In SAP, the transactions can be accessed in two ways. Either via the menu, so if you can see here, I'm pulling down through logistics execution, goods issue, outbound delivery, and list. So as you can see here, I can see the transaction VL060. So I have a choice. I can either double click on that transaction, or I can type the transaction in on the top here. Both will work, and in most cases I will be running the transaction in the transaction bar rather than typing something in. You will also notice that when I enter a transaction, I usually prefix it with the /n command. So in this case, you can see I'm entering /n VL060. The /n tells SAP to go to the start of the SAP menu and then execute the transaction. The advantage of this is that if I am currently in a transaction, so just a different transaction, as you can see here, display change document. If I were just to type VL06N, it wouldn't work. I actually have to type in /n VL060 in order to get that transaction. Another commonly used command in SAP is the /o, which is used to create a new session in SAP. You can have multiple sessions all running at once, and it's quite good to have these sessions so you can compare data or run different transactions at the same time. All throughout this course, I'll also be showing you the configuration behind the processes. And this configuration can be accessed via the menu system in the tools, customizing, IMG, and the execute project, or commonly known as the SPRO. All through the course, I'll be just using the transaction SPRO, so /n SPRO, and the SAP reference objects. And here you can see all of the multiple configuration that's available in SAP. So what is configuration? If we were to look at an object, in this case, the delivery type, it says that this particular delivery type, has these types of behaviors. It would have a certain number range, it would split if it was a different warehouse, and so forth. And all throughout this course, we'll be looking at the configuration of all of these objects in more detail.